Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. This is alternate number 6 using elements from the September paper pumpkin kit called Autumn Abundance. So for this one we're going to use one of the leaves in the stamp set and we're going to use the Thinking of You. So I played with color ideas for this and I've got Blackberry Bliss and Smoky Slate, and this is Gray Granite, and I was playing with different values, and I think for this one I'm going to do second value Blackberry Bliss, first value of the Smoky Slate. So I've got a Smoky Slate card base, I've got a Blackberry Bliss 5 1/4 by 4, and you can absolutely cut the middle out if you'd like to. And then I've got a 5 by 3 3/4 card front. I've also used the 2 smallest squares in the Stylish Shapes dies and cut out some gray Smoky Slate mats and some basic white fronts, and we'll be stamping on these and building as we go. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to just kind of do an all over, almost like a one sheet wonder for the card front. So I'm just going to put those out of the way. And we are using Blackberry Bliss and we're using second value, so I need to stamp away. But I'm going to try and prevent as much staining as possible with my stamp. So I'm going to pull out my kind of my cleaning pad here. I don't know where to put it. I'll put it right there. And I'm going to clean in between each one. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to Versamark up my leaf, and then I'm going to put it in the Blackberry Bliss, and then I'm going to stamp away, and then I'm going to second value. So then I'm going to clean it, and I'm going to Versamark it up again, and then I'm going to stamp second value and pop that down like that. So we're going to clean and then Versamark, Blackberry Bliss, second value, and just pop that down like that. So this is going to be a bit of a long process. I'm not going to have to do the cleaning and the Versamarking for the Smoky Slate because it's not such a dark ink. It won't stain. It's still staining just a little bit. I can still see it's coming up just that little bit pink, but it's not really as harsh as it could be given how juicy and how dark the Blackberry Bliss is. So we're just going to keep doing this. So feel free to fast forward through this bit if you want, or use the kind of the chapters in the YouTube screen. And I need to stamp 2 of these. So stamp 1 like that, and then I'll give that a clean. Okay, dip it into the Versamark, into here, second value, and then like this. There we go. Okay, and I think we're just, that's enough for this one. So we'll just do the rest in Smoky Slate because this is those are going to be on the front, but I do need to actually stamp the greeting before I do anything else. So let's just put that out of the way. Let's give that a clean. So we do still have a little bit of staining. You can see it on there, but it's not as dark as it could be. So we're just going to ink this up. Okay, so let's ink this up, and I'm going to leave this first value for the greeting, and I'm going to stamp it diagonally on this one. So there we go. So Thinking of You, just like that. So we're just going to pop that off to the side. And then we're going to close this one up. We're going to clean this off. There we go. All right, and now for the smoky slate, I'm just going to pop it into the Versamark once and then just keep inking it up. It's like I say, the smoky slate isn't as dark and won't pose as much of a risk of staining. And you'll notice that I'm not doing a lot in the middle, and that's pretty much because I'm going to be covering up the middle. So just going to pop another one in there and one like that, and I think that's probably good. And so I'm just going to close that up. I'm going to close my Versamark up, and then we'll start building the card. I'm just going to wipe the ink off my surface here. Okay, so I'm going to push that out of the way. I don't need that anymore. So let's go ahead and get this built. We've got our 5 by 3 3/4 card front that we've just inked up. We've got our 5 1/4 by 4 mat that we're going to flat mount to the card base. There we go. And so we're just going to put this on. Again, equal distance sides, top and bottom. And when we pop that down, and we can do the same thing here, we can just flat mount this. If you wanted to put a bit of ribbon on it, you can. Totally your call. Just going to pop this down like this. There we go. And I thought that this would be too dark, like just too harsh, like this. So now we need to just kind of mat these up. So we can just flat mount them onto the smoky slate backgrounds. There we go. And just line all these up. There we go. And like that. And now these are going to go on the middle of the card like this. And then the thinking of you is going to go in the middle like that. So we could turn this around if we wanted the leaves to go in the same direction. We could do that. And I kind of like how it's kind of offset. These ones I'm going to flat mount, and the middle I'm going to dimensionalize. So we're going to pop that in like this. There we go. And then this one as well, just flat mounted. Same distance from the top and the sides as the bottom one. There we go. And then we're going to put dimensionals on this one. So I'm just going to pop a couple of edge pieces on here like this. I'll peel those off, and then we're just going to pop this down. I'm actually going to use my tweezers for this so I can see where I'm putting it. So I want it to go kind of right in the middle, like that. Okay, so there we go. You can put bling on this if you want to, maybe a little bit down here. I've got some of these left, the adhesive backed assortment, and they're the right kind of color. So I'm just going to pop one like that, and then I'm just going to do 2 because I don't have another one, but I think 2 will be okay there. So thinking of you, and that's using the stamp and the greeting from the September 2024 paper pumpkin kit, and adding in the card base and the card stock from my stash. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this series.